Hey guys, Beth Allen here from Hip Checks. Pardon me, I'm a little under the weather. It's been a rough week with a cold, but I didn't want to pass up an opportunity to give you some tips to keep you from being under the weather. Joaquin is coming. It's going to hit the East Coast. To what point and exactly where, who knows? The weather people probably don't know or have a clue until it's, upon us. But here's the deal. There are a few things that you can do around the house to prevent damage, to save yourself aggravation, and bring yourself some comfort when a tropical storm, a hurricane, a nor'easter is upon us. So here are a few things that I want to go over on my list. The first thing is outside. If we're going to have high winds, you want to make sure that you are securing things in the yard. Are there projectiles? Do you have big plastic toys or things that can be picked up and tossed by the winds? Trampolines are one. Those basketball nets with the sand in the base, you may want to take a moment and lay them down. Prevent them from hitting the ground and breaking, or worse, hitting your car. If you can bring your cars into the garage, go for it. I can't, I have way too much crap in the garage, but if you can, that's a good move. Another thing to do is to secure your grill. A lot of people have gas grills that are not real sturdy on their stands, and if a grill gets blown over, you've got the propane tank, the cord can separate the hose, and you can have gas leaking. So make sure that your grill is secure, or at a minimum, make sure that the tank is turned off so that it's not going to expel. The next thing is to make sure that your drain spouts are clear and that you're going to get good drainage. Check your gutters. Do all of this before the heavy rain hits. One thing you can do, which I love, is you can get a flex spout that goes on the bottom of your drain spouts. This is a mini one. It only goes about 3 feet, but it's an expandable tube that connects right to the downspout, and you can use it to project the water away from the foundation of the house. If you're prone to basement flooding, do this. It'll cost you maybe 20, 25 bucks, and you can squish them back up and store them away after the rains. But this will move that water away from your foundation. Just don't direct it onto a neighbor's yard, because that's just really a crappy thing to do. The next thing is power outages. We know that they happen in big storms. Make sure you have bottled water around. Make sure especially to have lots of water on hand if you have a well system that is operated by an electric pump, because if the electricity is out, you're without water. If you have public water, you should be fine, but it's still nice to have some clean bottled water around. Another thing that happens is the refrigerator and freezer issues when the power goes out. So in my house, the moment the power goes out in a storm, I take some electrical tape or duct tape and I put it around the handles of the fridge so that people will not forget and in a moment open it. Every moment that you open that fridge or freezer, you diminish its capacity to keep your food fresher longer. There are stats on the FDA and the USDA government website that will tell you you have 12 to 18 hours in a closed refrigerator that is not opened, and you have 48 hours in a freezer that is packed. So here are a few things to add longevity to the stuff that's in your fridge and freezer. Before a storm hits, you want to take things that are perishable off the door. My fridge has like the milk and the juice on the door, but if you really want to keep things fresh longer and cold, take those perishable stuff and stuff them into the back of the refrigerator, mid-shelf, way deep in the back. That's where it's the coldest. Another thing is for your freezer, you want to take bags, Ziploc bags, and you want to fill them with water now and freeze them. When these bags freeze, they act like a cooler system where you put in your ice packs or ice cubes. So you could put 4, 5, 6 of these ice packs in your freezer, and it helps maintain the temperature longer to preserve your food products. Now, another thing is that when the power kicks back on, you want to get to that fridge and freezer pretty quickly, because you want to make sure that you can identify what's too soft, what's squishy, what needs to get tossed before things refreeze, because that's how you can get sick. Another issue, I had to write a list make sure I don't forget anything, is that you have cords for your generator so you can plug in the things that you want to. You also want to make sure that you have gas for your generator. Make sure you go fill up your tank now so that you have what you need. The other thing is make sure you have gas in your car, because if you don't have power in the house and you need to charge cell phones, you want to make sure that your car is gassed up. These are just a few simple things to make sure you get through it. Obviously, if we're really going to get hit, you want to make sure you have prescription medications, that you have food in the house, you have pet food, things like that. But these are simple, these are things that might take you a half an hour to put into play that could prevent you a lot of aggravation when the poop hits the fan, which it might and it might not, but nothing better than being a little bit prepared. So wish you all well in the storm, and please follow along on the YouTube channel for more videos of practical do-it-yourself tips.